What is that first question? What did you say? Ah, yes. What? Yes, yes, yes. Do laws apply to all? Yes. What happened to that? Good morning, students. Good morning. Okay, so now this chapter is mainly about how laws are made. Okay, and the question is, now that laws are made, do these laws apply to each and every citizen of India? Do these laws apply to the President of India, the Prime Minister of India? How is it? Yeah, just 1 minute, please hold on, okay, students? Yeah. So the question over here, that first line which says over there, do laws apply to all? Does it apply to each and every citizen of India? Does it apply to the President and Prime Minister? Or are they exempted? What do you think? It, it applies to everybody. But actually, when the Britishers were there in India, this was not the case. When the Britishers were in India, no, laws were arbitrary. Arbitrary means for their convenience. If there was a particular law which was not suitable for the Britishers, they would very quietly say that it is not applicable for the Britishers. That was what was happening in India during the time of the Britishers. So once India got its independence, the situation was the it would be rule of law, means the law is supreme over everybody. That is the meaning of rule of law. Rule of law means that each and every citizen of India, let him be the prime minister, let him be the president, let him be the richest man in India, let him be the poorest man in India, each and every person has to abide by the law. Nobody is above the law. That is the called as rule of law. So, what we now need to understand is where do these laws actually come from? Who is that person who is making all these laws? How do these laws actually come to the citizens of India? What is the process that is followed? Does anybody have an idea what process is being followed when a law is to be made? Yeah, can anyone give me an idea what process is to be followed if a law has to be made in India? No, my question is, Sumit, I'm repeating the question. My question is, what process has to be followed if a law has to be made in India? Whose permission really? Hmm. Okay. Do one thing. Open your textbooks to page number 226. Open your textbooks to page 226. We will now try and understand what this entire process of making the law is. How a law is actually born. How a law is actually born. See, our Indian Parliament, we have all learned about the Indian Parliament, and we have already also learned that this Parliament is divided into two parts, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is called as House of the People, and the Rajya Sabha is called as the House of the States. That is the meaning of this Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the Lok Sabha is made up of MPs, that is member of parliaments. And in our Indian Lok Sabha, we also learned last in the last session that there are 543 MPs, member of parliament in the Lok Sabha. Okay. So these 543 MPs, whenever they meet, their main primary work of the member of parliament is to make laws. That is the main work of the Lok Sabha, is the work of making laws. Now the member of Lok Sabha, first and foremost, they make a draft law. Raw means a rough law, not the final perfect law which is to be given to the citizens. But when they start making this law, it is called as a draft. And this draft, when it is first introduced in the parliament, the member of MPs who are working on this law, they make a book, a nice big book, wherein each and every line of the law would be written, and then this law would be introduced in Parliament. And once this is introduced in Parliament, it is called as a bill, bill, bill. That is a new law, a new proposal, which is to be discussed upon, which is to be debated upon, and once the discussion and debate is finally over, that bill will then be sent to the next level, that is the Rajya Sabha. So, first, the step is to read and introduce. That is called the first step. And this introduction happens in the Lok Sabha. So, what is the draft law called as when it is introduced in Parliament? What is it called? What is the draft law called as when it is introduced in the Lok Sabha? What is it called? Yes, correct, Harshali. It is called as bill. Very good. It is called as a bill. And this bill, once it is introduced in the parliament, no, these all 543 members of parliament who are there, they will start discussing about that bill. They will start discussing about the bill, and then they will say that this point in the bill is not correct. This needs to be corrected. This point in the bill, it is wrong. It needs to be changed. This kind of discussion, this kind of debate will happen in the Lok Sabha. Then this debate and discussion will go for a long time. It is not that within one day this debate or discussion is going to be completed. Debate and discussion goes on for a long period. Over, it might go over for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes even months together. This debate and discussion goes on, or sometimes the debate and discussion could be over within 2 or 3 days also, if there is nothing to debate about. So this debate and discussion is a very important part of this introduction of the bill, of the processing of the bill. Once all these 543 members of parliament complete the discussion, the bill will go for a voting. It would go for a voting. So means these 543 members of parliament MPs, they have to vote whether they agree with the bill, whether this bill can be given to the people or no. They have to vote. And like any voting system, once the majority have voted in favor of the bill, once the majority have voted in the favor of the bill, Then this bill gets passed. Once the majority of 243 means more than 50% of the people, once they have voted in favor of the bill, then the bill gets passed. And once the bill is passed, it goes to the next or the upper house, the House of the States, that is called as the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha will then take this bill. Hmm. Once the Rajya Sabha takes this bill, they will also debate and they see if some correction is required, they will send the bill back to Lok Sabha. If some correction is to be required, if they are not happy with what is there in the bill, again the Lok Sabha, he will do the corrections, whatever is required, and it again goes back to the Rajya Sabha, and then the Rajya Sabha also will vote. When the Rajya Sabha votes upon this bill, the final bill gets okayed, and from there, yeah, and from there, from the Rajya Sabha, the bill gets introduced, gets taken to the president. That is the final step. And the president, he will just once again, he will ask the prime minister if everything has been is fine. Is it okay for me to sign the bill? Once the president says yes, it is fine, then the president will sign the bill. And once the president signs this bill becomes a law. That is how a law is made. That is how a law is born. That is the entire process which is there. So, bill basically it is a law which is not yet born or not yet given to the citizen. It is still a work in progress. That is the meaning of the bill. Yeah, Sunmeet, you wanted to know the meaning of bill. The bill is basically the law which is not yet existing or it is not yet passed. It is still a work in progress. That is called as a bill. And once the bill is signed by the president, it becomes it gets turned into a law. That is the meaning of the word bill. Is this entire process of how a bill becomes a law, is it clear to everybody? Yeah, Sumit, is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, very good. On your page number 227, 227 in your textbook, you will see a flow chart which is given. The first reading, the second reading, the third reading or the voting, and then bill goes to the second house, and from there it goes for the president's consent. This entire flow chart, what I told you, this entire thing is there on your page number 227. Any doubts by anybody? No doubts? Very good. Very, very good. Hmm. What is that, Vaibhav? Yes, tell me, Vaibhav. MPs is, my God, Sumit. MP is member of parliament. Sir, if the bill is not accepted by the citizen, is it removed? Yes, I'll come to that. That's a very good question, Pritham. Very good question. Hmm. See, every time a law which comes into force, no, it doesn't mean that everybody is going to be happy with this law. There are many laws which sometimes people are not happy with. Hmm. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. It might not be a real example, but I'll give you an example. Okay. Now there is a law which says that you need to wear a helmet when you are riding a bike. When your parents are riding a two wheeler, It is compulsory as per law that you wear a helmet, right? Now, but does everybody wear a helmet? They will wear the helmet only if they have to pay a fine when they are not wearing a helmet. Only to avoid the fine, they will wear the helmet. Otherwise, sometimes, many times, they will not wear the helmet. Why is it so? Why is it so that people are always so keen on breaking laws? Some kind of a situation is there that people are always keen on trying to break the law or disagree with the law. There is also a law that is correct. Correct. Now the question which Preetham has put is, what if the bill is not accepted by the citizen? If the bill is not accepted by the citizen can always go to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in India, right? This is the highest court in India, and in case anybody is not agreeable with a bill which has been given to the people, those people who are unhappy, they can go to the Supreme Court. They can go to the Supreme Court and they can say that this bill, this law which has been passed by our Indian government is not suitable for us. There is a problem in this law, and that is why we need to change it. It has to be changed. This power is there with the Indian citizen. That is the power of the Indian citizen. So I'm just putting a small this in on my screen. Please take some time. If you can you read this? What is there? What is available? What is shown on your screen? If it is clear, I want all of you to read this. Once you finish reading this part, tell me. I will scroll it down to the lower portion. Rudrakshi is asking, can you please provide some notes? Why are you unable to write the notes on your own? Hmm? Everybody has been given a very beautiful textbook. Huh? Huh? What happened to history? Not able to write, huh? What is difficult? Means you people are so lazy that you will not even read the textbook and write your own notes. Huh? Some questions. Which are those some questions? See, each and every question which is there, no, it is very easily available in your textbook. I have read those questions, and that is the reason why I am telling you to write it. Each and every one is there in your. Not even a single question which is given in your textbook is not available. Each and every one is available. Yeah, I scrolled now. I have scrolled. Monetary relief means some kind of a compensation in the form of money in case somebody loses his job or work. Then some monetary relief he might be able to get from the government, some compensation for losing that job. It is called as monetary relief. Okay, shall I scroll below? Yes, studies on need for government jobs or also private jobs. No, no. See, monetary relief can be of any kind in case of there is a flood. Okay, and in the flood, some people's houses are destroyed. So the government will provide monetary relief to those people whose houses are destroyed. So basically, monetary relief means a kind of compensation. Okay. Okay, so has everybody completed reading this? So this story that you have read just now over here is mainly the way how a bill gets introduced in the parliament, and in this case, it was a bill against domestic violence. Domestic violence is something which you people face come across. There are some houses sometimes where this domestic violence does happen, It's a very bad situation where people fight and people get hit. And so there were groups of women who wanted, for the protection of women, a bill to be introduced against this domestic violence. So, and then it went across this entire process, and this bill was finally introduced, and the president gave his approval for introducing this bill. So, this is the story of how a bill actually gets presented in parliament. In case any changes are required, also the same process is to be followed, and the process of changing a bill is called as amendment of a bill. So once this entire process is followed, the bill actually comes into life. It is presented to the citizens. So I was giving an example of where the people sometimes are not happy with the bill, and when people are not happy with the bill, they want to protest about the bill. They feel that there needs to be a change in the bill which is given. There are many times bills which are not very popular, and bills could also be a very controversial kind of bill. Controversial means something which people disagree upon. It is not something which will make people happy. Uh, about 3 years back, I'll give you an example. About 3 years back, in Kerala, there is a very famous temple called as Sabrimala. Everybody knows the state of Kerala. Yeah. So in the state of Kerala, there is a very famous temple which is called as Sabrimala temple. Okay. Now this Sabrimala temple, unfortunately, only men can visit this temple. Only men can visit this temple and elderly women. Elderly women means women who are above the age of 60. Only these women can visit the temple. Young girls and young women, they are not permitted to visit this temple. So one lady went to court. One lady went to court and she fought against this, saying that why should women not be permitted to visit the temple? And the High Court of Kerala gave its decision saying that okay, the law will be changed and women will be permitted to visit the temple. This was the story till now. So once this rule was made, that law was changed saying that women also could be permitted to visit the temple authorities, the people who are running the temple, no, the priests and all in the temple, those temple authorities, as well as many other local citizens of Kerala, they got extremely angry. They got extremely angry and they started protesting against this decision of the High Court, saying that how can this High Court intervene? How can the High Court change the laws of the temple? It is not allowed. It is not allowed. If women start visiting the temple, God might get angry. This was what happened. There were lots of protest by the people, large number of protests by the people, and then finally the case went to Supreme Court. The case went to Supreme Court, and then Supreme Court also gave the decision that this kind of a discrimination cannot be done. Women should also be given equal opportunity to visit the temple. So there are many cases all over India wherein always people will not be happy with the laws which are passed. It is not possible to make such a huge country like India happy with each and every law that is passed. There are, of course, there are cases that people would be happy with the laws, but more often people are unhappy with the different kinds of laws that are passed. There could also be a law about taxes. The percentage of tax which people have to pay to the government, people might feel it is too high. People might feel it is too high, and hence the law for taxes will not be very popular. People do not like paying taxes, right? Who will like paying taxes? You ask your father whether enjoys paying taxes. Definitely, he will say, no, I do not enjoy paying taxes, but as a citizen of India, it is my duty to pay tax. Because if I don't pay tax, then India will not develop. That is how it works. But again, it is unpopular. It is not a very popular thing. People do not abide by these laws very happily. They are unpopular. So that is the meaning of unpopular and controversial laws. And every time they are subject to change. If people are unhappy with these laws, they can go to Supreme Court, and once they approach the Supreme Court, there can always be a change in these laws. So that was all about the role of the Parliament and how laws are passed and what happens to a law, how it gets introduced in the name of a bill, and from there it goes through the Lok Sabha to the Rajya Sabha, and finally it goes to the President for their approval, and it gets signed into a law. And in case there are some laws which are controversial, people do not like these laws, they can always approach the Supreme Court, High Court or the Supreme Court, and try to get these laws changed. That is what is done whenever there is a unpopular law. So that is actually the end of this chapter. Has everybody understood this about laws? How laws are introduced, how they are passed? Okay. Yeah, very good. So now, okay, I have seen that a few of you are not able to find some question and answers in your textbooks. So what we will do tomorrow in tomorrow's class, you will tell me which are those questions you are not able to get the answer to, and we will discuss and get those answers in tomorrow's class. Is that okay, Rudrakshi? Yeah, so don't worry if you're not able to find some answers. We will discuss tomorrow, and whoever has any problem, we will solve those problems so that you are able to write whatever pending notes are there. Right?